at Ohio State than Egbuka, so I'm throwing Egbuka in there because Tuimoloau still wants to play basketball. And Ohio State, I believe, is a better basketball school than Washington, for instance, right? Or even Alabama, for that matter. So I think there's stuff for them to prove there. Let's see. What else are we getting here? Oklahoma's offense is nothing compared to Ohio State's. Okay. Sure, dude. Whatever. If BYU wants to play in the college football playoff, join a real conference. BYU ain't Notre Dame. Notre Dame ain't Notre Dame, but they joined a real conference. Give them that. And, BYU is join the Mountain West, play a Mountain West schedule. I'll give them that too. Okay, I'm trying to think to one more question before I want to pivot to a little bit of a conversation about the Queen's Gambit and chess, because I don't think y'all know how much I love playing chess. And at one point or another, I was good. Somebody tell Gotham Chess. Who will be Ohio State's new quarterback after Fields? CJ Stroud, Jack Miller feel like they're going to be in a two-horse race for that. I don't see a Kyle McCord competing for that job in 2021, not as a true freshman. But what we did see is Jack Miller get on the field in the opening game against Nebraska to go punch one in. I thought that was interesting because leading up to that game, one of the real deep in the weeds subplots for people that follow Ohio State closely is who's the backup quarterback. Was it CJ Stroud? Was it Gunnar Hoke? Or was it Jack Miller? And I think we got an answer to that in the Nebraska game, because I thought it was going to be CJ Stroud based on how he has come along and how similar his game is to Justin Fields. Coming out of Rancho Cucamonga, he goes from being ranked like 838 in like March 2019 to being a top 40 player and one of the best quarterbacks and Elite 11 MVP in the same year. Just a remarkable rise for him. And Jack Miller's last season in Arizona wasn't great, but I was also told over and over again, offensive line down there was trash, RJ. He's running for his life like every other play and still making plays. If you have the awareness to be able to make plays while running for your life, you're probably going to be pretty good against a stupid good pass rush and a stupid good secondary like Ohio State's, because you already had to think in that manner before. And then we got to see him go punch it in against Nebraska, in which Ryan Day is like apologizing for running it up because the true freshman got a touchdown, which is really cool for him. And Scott Frost was asked about him running it up. Scott Frost says, hey, if we don't like to score, we need to play better. Like, he wasn't really getting that upset about it. I'm with him on that. You don't want to get styled on. Don't get styled on, right? Stop somebody. You have a defense out there. You're not letting them do it. They're doing it to you. So I think right now I would give Jack Miller the lead when we're talking about who's going to be the starting quarterback. Now, there's a lot of football left to be played. Hopefully we get a spring football season, but even that doesn't look likely right now based on how the virus has been impacting us since Halloween, right? Going into the summer, we could see who stays around and who gets their reps in, and then preseason camp will tell us everything we need to know. But I know this. If CJ Stroud is your backup quarterback, you're really good. Will CJ Stroud stay put, though? That's the other question. Because now fans think that coaches are making decisions based on trying to keep their rosters full at a depth chart. And I'm saying if that's the case, just take a look at Georgia. Kirby Smart didn't seem to care that Justin Fields was going to transfer or that Jacob Eason was going to transfer, right? That doesn't seem to matter for him. And the other thing that I put in there is like the quarterbacks don't really change up that often. And by that, I mean like they stay within the Power 5 structure. Dwan Matthews was going to Ohio State till Justin Fields decided he was going to transfer to Ohio State. Where's Dwan Matthews end up? Georgia, right? Think about that for a second. Where did Kelly Bryant end up? It wasn't BYU. It wasn't North Texas. It wasn't Illinois. It was Missouri, right? Like, there's some rhyme and reason here. I don't think just because a dude is not playing that you're going to work as if that dude is going to transfer. Because if that's what you're doing, then you're not going to be able to recruit at all. If CJ Stroud goes into the portal or Jack Miller goes into the portal, that is what it is. And I think that your job as a head coach is to be clear about why the guy who is playing and what the guy behind him has to do to play. Sometimes that's as simple as I like one guy better than another guy and being clear about that and let that quarterback go on his way. Like Chase Bryce did this and what Dabo Swinney believed was the right way, which is to wait till the season was over. Say, Coach, Trevor's going to be your guy. You got DJ Uiagalelei coming in. I'm not going to be able to play. Can we get me a grad transfer somewhere? It's like, you know what? You're right. Let me get Dave Cutcliffe on the line, and let's see if we can't get you there. And Chase Bryce ends up being the starting quarterback at Duke. That's within conference. Now, Duke ain't any threat to Clemson, but if Chase Bryce was a threat at Clemson, he'd be playing at Clemson. That was what I think was made clear about how Clemson does business. The best player is going to play. And I think that's what you're going to see at Ohio State. If it's Jack Miller, who it seems to be right now, then it's going to be Jack Miller. If it's not Jack Miller, it'd be C.J. Stroud. Either way, Ryan Day is coming up roses. Kyle McCord's coming in. And now he's got a real shot at Quinn Ewers because that dude decommitted from Texas, a month ago? So, I wouldn't worry about it. But right now, I'd say Jack Miller. We'll see if that's subject to change. Ooh. See if we got anything else in here. Phil Thompson says, mask are BS. Yeah, well, Phil Thompson, you can find another channel. There you go. I'm not playing with that. I'm not playing with the mask or BS. Hey, my mama bumping in there. My mama with the $20 super chat saying, you are amazing. I appreciate that. Thank you, mama. She tried to call me during the live stream. That's probably why she's over here just blowing up my phone now. Let me see. Oh, snap. That's cool. Hell yeah, Ben. All right, I'm going to let him know that. All right. I want to pivot hard to story time. So for those of y'all that like LSU and like knowing recruiting stories, I think Flip the Script is worth your time, even as LSU is not having the best year. The Rock also wrote the foreword for this book. It's short. You can read it in an afternoon, and it's a lot of fun. Matter of fact, Doc just dropped in here. Is everyone bowl eligible regardless of win total this year? I'd watch Vanderbilt versus Kansas in a bowl just to see who's worse. I'm with you, right? And everybody is eligible. So everybody that wants to play in a bowl game gets to play in a bowl game. So Kansas versus Vanderbilt definitely could be on the menu. I'll be interested to see who wins that game too. Vanderbilt, don't you dare beat Kansas. Because, what are we going to do with Kansas if y'all beat Kansas? Y'all got baseball. Well, I guess Kansas got basketball. But, that would be such a bad look for the Big 12 if Kansas got ran by Vanderbilt, by the Commodores, giving them their only win of the season. Oh, man, I don't know that Big 12 fans would live that one down, ever. I wouldn't let anybody live that one down.